Community is the main reason you should go to this event. Like it is the family reunion of roofing for a reason because we all get together and we have a good time and it's fun.
Because at the end of the day, like that's the thing with Roofcon is we get the feedback every year, and then we go back and we structure the show just to make it exactly what the people want.
But I think one of the best developments, and I did see you guys working on this, is the more contractors on the stage. I think that that's really important. Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and this is the Hook Better Leads podcast, and I got Diego Dante of Roofcon on. Diego has a special deal if you want to go to the show. Diego, what's your special deal?
If you comment, I want to go in the comments section, you got 24 hours from the time that this podcast is live, and I will be giving away a set of 2 general admission tickets for Roofcon. And it's coming up. It's October 23rd through the 25th in Orlando.
So we're going to talk about the things that you do not want to miss at Roofcon. So this is really a highlight reel of what you're about to see. And obviously, you bringing your whole team would be the best way to attend this event. But let's get into it. Here are the 5 top things not to miss at Roofcon. We're going to get into it. And I want to talk about a tournament that's going on. Is there a tournament that's going on, Diego?
There isn't necessarily a tournament, but there is a pickleball court in because I feel like there's a lot of drama in the industry. And listen, if you want to hash out your beef at Roofcon, I don't want y'all starting fights, okay? So instead, what you can do is you can go and just beef it out with them in the pickleball court and just figure out who is the rightful winner of the beef.
It was my first year at Roofcon, and by the way, it was incredible. I was like, "This." I wished all roofing events could be that cool. But I did see a guy walk by our booth, and he was talking to another roofer, and he said, "Fuck you and your son too." And I thought it was a joke, and then I look over, it's like, no, they have a real, like, multi-generational drama that's been going on between their 2 roofing companies.
That's incredible.
And it was incredible, and you could miss that if you don't go to. You could miss true beef
Conferences in general. I don't think that's a Roofcon thing.
No, definitely not. And I think like there's a pretty good vibe at Roofcon, but it is funny. It is a little real on all these shows. There's some stuff. Next is in this case, a positive development in the roofing industry events in general is they're becoming a little bit more family friendly. How are you guys doing that here?
Yeah, so that's one of the things for us is like kids get to come in for free at Roofcon. We've done that year after year, but this year we said is all right, people want to bring in their kids. Let's set up a designated area that they can come in and just have fun. So we built out a kids play area, and we're actually going to have like specific tickets just for kids, and so they can come in and they can hang out at the kids play area. There's gonna be some cool stuff there. I can't say too much, but there's a dedicated kids play area, and then if the kids want to come with you to the breakout sessions or stuff like that, by all means, you don't have to buy a ticket.
I'm guessing they're gonna have like just mini like shingle pull tests and stuff like that in there. It's like
There's
maybe
gonna be some cool stuff. I can't say much. My team doesn't want me to say much about it, but there's gonna be some cool stuff there. There will be some fun, like a hail gun for kids.
Yeah,
I feel like I could get Matt Mulholland to build one of those in a week.
Honorable mention next to our booth, the Building Experts Institute always have hail gun experiments with different shingles, which is super fun. But I think one of the best developments, and I did see you guys working on this, is the more contractors on the stage. I think that that's really important, and I do think that is an opportunity for you guys to differentiate yourself now from the competition of some of these other events that are getting a little like watered down. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, so if you look at the people that are speaking on stage, there are quite a few very successful contractors, some that you know and that you've heard at some of these other conferences and that have great value to provide, some that you haven't heard at some of these other conferences. So, obviously Hunter, speaks every year at Roofcon, and he runs his roofing company here, Cornerstone Construction. But if you go down the list, we have Chris Zimmerman. He runs At Your Service Roofing. We have Daniel Zabodny runs Zabodny Roofing or General Contracting. Amparo Sanson runs a roofing company in Dallas. And there's a handful of other just speakers that are going to come in and speak from main stage about their, their experiences, and not just specifically like, hey, this is, roofing related, but like leadership, like how they run a company, how they've built a company, how they've gone through different struggles in their business, and blah 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 blah.
Mm. Awesome.
Roofcon is definitely the best conference I've ever attended, and I've been to several. We go to several every single year.
I bought the tickets. I said, we're going.
This year they broke 5,000 tickets, so it's growing bigger and bigger every single year.
If you're not here, I don't know where you're at.
Definitely coming back 2024. See you then.
Roofcon, the #1 conference for the roofing and solar community, is coming back to Orlando October 23rd through 25th, 2024. Get your tickets today at roofcon.com.
We're going through these top ones real quick. Talk to me about why, like, what is specifically does Jesse Itzler, because I know you're a big fan of Jesse Itzler. Like, why is his talk one of your biggest highlights to not miss at Roofcon?
I've been following Jesse for a while, and I just think he brings a really cool. I just like the way that his entire spirit and demeanor, and he does a really interesting keynote too, where he has a DJ with him on stage. He's a old school 90s hip hop artist, and so it's cool having him have the DJ on stage, but then he also just brings a really like in your face type energy that's just really really exciting. And I think that he's just a and I don't know the guy, but from people that I know that do know him, everyone says he's one of the best speakers they've ever heard. So I'm just excited for him. He brings a lot of business knowledge also, and he's one of those guys that didn't get it handed to him. Like, he started literally from the bottom and and has built his way up to multi hundreds of millions of dollars. And I just think he's going to be a really really good closer for us.
Awesome, man. And then we're going to get into some of our recommended breakouts here in a second. But lastly, I'm going to throw
I sent
in.
you a sneak peek on those too, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say about those.
Yeah, I'm looking at these. There's some really cool ones and a ton of contractors on here. Some I call friends. I think like it's a really good looking lineup. But I think one of my favorite things, and they're going to be a neighbor to us, but I know that Mike Goldenstein and Roofle have been preparing some fun stuff, and he didn't give me the whole picture, but I think that that's part of his, the
shock
allure.
factor.
Yeah, I think he's got Guru Khan shenanigans is what he's calling them. But I do know, and I feel like I got to show something of what he's up to. They're doing playing cards, or like trading cards for different gurus in the industry, and it's been a year where everyone wanted to take shots at different gurus. And I always ask, when anyone does that, I call it vague posting on Facebook. And I send them a message. I go, hey, who are you talking about? Because I'm just that, like, I consider myself a journalist, not a guru. I ask a lot of questions, and I look at other people as the experts, and I like to learn. But a lot of my homies would be considered gurus, right? Like, a lot of the people I know and respect and think are doing good stuff, coaches, consultants, different people in the industry that have programs or whatever. And so I always want to know, hey, who are we talking about? It's usually a couple of the same people, and I don't think any of them would surprise you. And a lot of them are known kind of weird, it's usually not the people I'm thinking of that they might be talking about. But gurus are what they're calling them. Gurus, Diego. What do you think about this idea of gurus as it pertains to your event? How did you guys navigate that idea, knowing that some of the people you put on stage might be considered gurus?
Interesting question. I would say that we just look for the best people that are going to be able to bring value. And I would say that some of the people that you don't see on our stage, or probably for good reason. And I think that there's some of those people genuinely do bring a lot of value.
Hmm.
And you look at the people like, I'll use John Cenac for an example. He I just feel like he always brings good value, and he might fit into that category, but also like he knows his stuff versus people that are just fake and don't actually provide any sort of good value to the world or to the roofing industry as a whole. It's like, okay, well, that's great, and I might be friends with some of those people, but it's like unless you have real value to bring, you don't need to be on the stage, on a stage, right?
Hmm.
And I always say this too, like what is, again, what's the value that you're providing? Like I feel like I've never given a breakout session at Roofcon or spoken in any way, and it's because I don't feel like I feel like there's a set of things that I'm really good at, and speaking from a stage is not one of those things. And it's the same thing. Like the rule applies to me too. It's, I'm not going to go speak unless I'm actually providing value. And so if you're at Roofcon, I would hope that you're there to provide value. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know
I
if I
think
answered
like
your
I think
question.
I will like I always let's be real here. I might disagree with a lot of those people that find that to be a really important topic, like the idea of gurus. And I do think that there are. I think it's less. I think it's a low percentage of people that are like guru type people that aren't providing an insane amount of value. Like I think most people did that because people asked them, "Hey, a lot of questions," and then they started to sell it. Like I think that that's. Anyways, I respect a lot of coaches in the industry. All right, I'm gonna go to let's go to these breakouts. All right, this is a crazy lineup, bro. You guys did an amazing job. Wild. I'm gonna note a few things real quick. Right away on Wednesday, you have to make a decision between a bunch of other amazing people, but also Sam Taggart from D2D Experts and John Cenac at 9 a.m. By the way, wow, they're both happening right there. And there's other people on there that are awesome too, Chris Scoville. But like, damn, that's a choice, right?
Okay, so here's what I've done. So here's what we didn't go over is there's
Yeah.
actually, and maybe this would have been one of the things I should have said from the beginning, is there actually going to be tracks for people. So you're going to have a sales track, a marketing track, a storm restoration track, a leadership track, a startup track. And so what's going to happen is if you go in and you say, hey, I really need to get better at sales, you're going to have content going on throughout the whole day that's going to be just for you to be able to improve on sales, or stuff that it's just for like, I'm a startup, I need to figure out how to get my crap together. And so, or I need to get better at storm restoration, boom, 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 boom. And so some of these things, yeah, you're going to have to choose between going to like a John Cenac or a Sam Taggart, but also at the same time, they're going to be in different tracks and they're going to be set for different people. Or at the very least, we didn't try to overlap like a lot of the sales stuff or a lot of the storm restoration stuff or a lot of the marketing stuff, that
Yeah.
type.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. I think you should go check out John Cenac, Sam Taggart if you could. Sam Taggart, dude, that dude's crazy. Beast, great energy. His talk is called "Eat What You Kill." Looks badass. Damn, that's a hard choice though. Um,
Well, and
dude,
the other
so
thing
many
is
cool
these are
people.
all going to be recorded.
Yeah,
So
Ty
you'll have
Meredith.
access to the recordings if you come to the show afterward.
I would be stoked to see Ty Meredith for sure. There's so many good ones in here, right? Ty Meredith, they're now doing a roll up under Vertex, and literally, like they made an incredible company. But they're talking as Ugly Roof on here, which I think is sweet.
So
Bruce
there's a couple
Leffler
of,
and Deshaun Bryan on here. It looks
and
sweet.
Deshaun's speaking main stage also. So that,
Awesome. I'm just gonna go through real quick on my list here, and then I'm gonna leave it
yeah,
to you
give me
to.
yours. Give me the ones you're excited about, and then I'll give you some
I
of the ones I'm excited about.
I mean, there's so many good ones. Ty Backer, that's one for me. And like, I think some people might think when you first like know about Ty Backer that I might just be rubbing a back because he has a podcast and like we're out in the industry together. But literally, dude, that I look up to almost no one in this industry more than Ty Backer. Seriously. Because of his leadership capability and his calm under pressure ability, Ty Backer is one of those people that I spend time with if I ever can and try to soak up his real information, like, because he is building a badass company and he's just a great human being. And those are hard to come by to get both in one person sometimes. Maybe Brad Akers for me. I mean, marketing, I love Brad Akers, dude. He's a killer. Let's see. Becca Switzer. Man, I kind of, I kind of went through that quick, but there's a bunch of roofers in there, and I think that that's sweet. There's just Ben Tiger. Boom. Ben Tiger scaling to 5 million with branding. So there's an insane amount of but I think that basically what I just did there, you should do when you hit that event first day. Like, I'm going to go down, I'm going to like underline all the 5, even if it was just 5 that you're going to go hit. I think the booths are sweet, but also sometimes we're killing time out in the booths. Like, literally, I feel like the last few years I've been like, please come to the booths. It is good to be with you at the booths. Community is the main reason you should go to this event. Like, it is the family reunion of roofing for a reason, because we all get together and we have a good time and it's fun. However, underline the 5 that you really want to go to and hit those 5. You know what I mean? Make sure you get out of the booths and don't just kill time all the time. I think that, you guys aren't the anti-party conference per se anymore. I mean, you're not it's cool to party and everything. It's just make sure you get what you came for. Like, I think of it as like a fiduciary responsibility to your business to go and collect information from the 5 top talks that you need to see. It's literally irresponsible to your company to go and not extract some golden nuggets. If you don't go and extract some golden nuggets, and dude, one last thing. I know I'm ranting, but I was listening to Dan Sullivan. He was at an event called the Genius Network with Joe Polish. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos yesterday, and he was saying, like, they set it up at the beginning by saying, like, if you don't get $250,000 of value from this event, we don't want you to come next year. And they wanted their money. That's not what they're really saying. But they're saying, what if you really were listening for that $250,000 nugget? So, like, go with the ear, like, because it's the reticular activating system on our brains. If we go in looking for something, we'll find it, right? It's the same idea when you buy I bought a Kia Telluride. I wasn't seeing Tellurides before, but now I see them all over the place. It's because my brain is like used to seeing that car.
Well, I think that this is something we were talking about off air, that we didn't realize how big of a hit the breakout sessions were going to be. I think up until maybe 2 years ago, we thought of the breakout sessions as almost an afterthought. And last year we built it out in the show floor, and we said, let's make this a key part of our conference. And then last year, that was the overwhelming piece of feedback was, we want more of the breakout sessions. Like, that's what we're coming for. And so we've decided to make the general sessions shorter and do more breakout sessions so that we can fulfill on the feedback that we receive. And so, yeah, I think we've gotten some killers in there. You went through some of your favorites in there. I'll shout out just a couple that I think that I'm super excited about. Ken Youns, he's probably kind of a sleeper. I think a lot of people don't know about him, but he actually trained me in roofing sales several years ago now, and so he's doing a session on D2D sales. I think that'll be really good. Jonathan Sherwood talking about breaking into commercial sales. And there's just so many. There's so many good ones in there. You said Ben Tiger. I'm excited about that one too. Heath Hicks. I mean, his session is 200 million into this journey, and here are my 10 mistakes and how you can avoid them. So stuff like that is, invaluable. Just so many good ones. Yeah, Becca Switzer, Hunter speaking, obviously, doing the 8-figure checklist. So there's a lot there that I'm excited about. but I'm just excited that we're going all in on the breakout session. I think just overall, I'm excited when we get a piece of feedback, and then we just go ahead and change something in the show to just be able to fulfill on that. Because at the end of the day, like that's the thing with Roofcon is we get the feedback every year, and then we go back and we structure the show just to make it exactly what the people want. And I think that's part of the reason why we've continued to grow is because we're just doing what the people want us to do at this point.
And I don't know if it's like there seems like there has been a little bit of dying down of the extra auxiliary conferences. I don't know what's going on. There may be some other stuff going on in the market or something. But yeah, there's a lot going on, right? Can I do a speed round? I want to wrap this up. I want to keep this tight and like actionable for people, which I think the biggest one is like underline your top ones when you go in. Go with the mindset of like, how could I make $250,000 off the information that I learn here? And always be somebody that adds. You can be a critic and be whatever, but be somebody that adds to the conference. Go in. I say this every time we do this podcast, but go in trying to help somebody too, and then go in looking for contractors to talk to learn from, not just the speakers, right? There's just so many people that attend these conferences that are awesome, and they probably have solutions to some of your issues. So yeah, if you go just eat a hot dog in the corner, you're not going to necessarily like get the most out of this. But if you go and shake a hand and look somebody in the eyes and say, hey, I got some issues. Do you have any solutions? Like, try to add value, but also like talk to people and ask questions. And then I got a little lightning round just to wrap it up because I want to keep this tight. All right. Where's the VIP party this year? Why is it going to be cool?
Tin roof. We've changed it up. We've done main event the last couple of years. We had a change where we said, hey, we're going to do it. We're going to do this outdoor party, and it was going to be super fun. And then, frankly, I don't want to have to change it in the scenario that we get hit with rain or something like that. So we're going to do tin roof. People love hanging out there. We're going to have karaoke. We're going to have a live band. It's just going to be a good time there.
Will the recent hurricanes affect the attendance at the show from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, it always does anytime you do get hit with any sort of storm. And obviously, we've still gotten a ton of tickets that have come in from Florida, and we still got tickets coming in, at a good pace still coming. But it would be untruthful to say that it won't affect it in some sort of way. I just hope that the people do say, hey, let me at least take one day. If you're in Florida, take at least one day or at least come to the expo and check out what we're doing.
How do you think there's a lot of trials and tribulations in the market right now, either with like demand or, hey, even just like overwhelming demand from storms or economic things that might be happening, election year, all this different stuff. How do you think that will why will it be beneficial to take your time away from your family and your business for a few days to go to a conference like this?
I think it's the connections in the community, because if you do struggle with feeling like you're, we know running a company is not easy, right? And so having those people that you can rely on, that you can call, and you could, the sessions that you're learning 100%, like those are going to be valuable, and like we're going to give you a lot of information on how to run your business this next year. But I think having those connections, if you don't have those, of people that you can say, who are the people that are going through the same things? And sometimes maybe even just hearing from someone else that, yeah, we are going through the same thing that you're going to, and having those people that you can rely on. Again, it's community, community, community. I feel like that's one of the things that we've been super good at doing, is building that community. And you're able to tap into that by coming to our event.
And we saw a bunch of posts on the internet about live animals at Roofcon. Is there actually any booths with live animals, or what was going on with that?
Not that I know of yet, but y'all did all scare me with that.
Yeah, originally, just so everyone knows, Mike Goldenstein texted a bunch of people and was like, all right, text Diego to see if you guys can have some kind of animals in your booth. And apparently Diego, he must have gotten the first couple and was like, oh God, no.
Yeah.
And then he probably got like the third one and he was like, what the fuck is this?
It's like by the fourth one, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, someone's messing with But did you hear what I did to get back at them?
No.
Okay, so I got with Tamco, who was helping them host their event, and I got Tamco to call them and tell them that the Chiefs uh, had to schedule an event that wasn't planned for already, but that it was okay because they were able to get them a new venue at the Holiday Inn across the road. But it was all good because it overlooked the stadium. And they literally called them to tell them that, and they freaked out like, this is bad. This is bad. We can't have this event that they were supposed to be having at the Chiefs
Oh
Stadium
man.
now at the Holiday Inn. And they let him on for a while till they realized it was just a joke.
So yeah, and like lastly, the Guru Con thing, I'm pretty excited about all that. Guys, come by our booth. I mean, I'll just leave the off the podcast with come by our booth. You can win a Yeti cooler that's a giant one of the really nice ones that's engraved with a big hook. It'll be like extremely limited edition. And then we'll also we're having like aluminum bottles of water for everyone with our logo on it. But the point is it's nice when you're walking around the show to have some water. Come grab some water at our booth. It's pretty chill. And
tattoos. I'm kind of
no
sad.
tattoos. Like just for everyone's sake, we got a little stressed out last year after doing that. That's the one thing about doing these really elaborate, crazy things. Is like it's a little bit stressful during the show. For what reason? We only gave away 38 tattoos, like actually in our booth. And every time I say it, I have to say actually because people are like, what? But yeah, legendary move. It's going to be a much chiller move this year. So I appreciate everyone bearing with us while we regain our bearings. Maybe we'll do something crazy in the future. But Diego, thank you so much. If somebody wants to grab tickets, where do they go?
Roofcon.com.
Roofcon.com. Grab them now. And are there hotel rooms still available? Do you know?
Very unlikely. But but check on the website, click the links.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of hotels around there. So maybe it's not the one that's right there.
Not on the block, but there are hotels available.
Yeah,
you might
like
just
if
have to
there's
pay the regular price is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Regular price hotels still available. Hotel rooms still available. And do you know what the price is for the tickets right now?
Yeah. So here will be my trick. Reach out, fill out the form online. My team will contact you. You're going to get the best price if you talk to a team member.
Okay. All right. And then bring a couple people. Like I think bring people that can go to different breakouts than you and get what you need to get. Get what you need to get and get the community. That's the other thing. I always say this every year too, but it's like when you help your teammates recognize that there's a lot of value in the community, the roofing community, I think that that helps people appreciate their career more. Like we like being in it. I do it with search engine marketing. We have a SEO conference in our city. We bring 10 people there. It's not just me sitting up there trying to soak everything up. I'll never soak everything up, dude. Mm-hmm. We bring 10 people and then they soak it all up. And then our team gets better because it's the ongoing education. If you're not doing ongoing education with your team, you're dropping the ball. All right.
Dude, and there's people, I'll say this. There's one company that I know bought 33 tickets for their team.
That's sweet.
So it's like, I don't want to say you're going to lose to the people that are bringing 33 people, but I am saying, these people, I know some of the people that work for this company, and they love working for this company.
Love that, man. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching. Podcast is put on by hookagency.com. Hook Agency all over social media. These are things to not miss at Roofcon. And, of course, don't miss Roofcon. This is one of the best events of the year, if not the best. And you guys should make it. It'll be a fun time. We're going to have a good time there. And somebody that comments below, if you watched all the way through, I would love, if you comment below, I will hit a game of pickleball with you while we're there. So hit the comments. Appreciate y'all. All right. Thank you for watching. Podcast is put on by hookagency.com. Hook Agency all over social media.